So, today's topic is mental health and its acceptance. And I have a guest coming through who is a medical practitioner, and she's here. And it's time to get talking. So let me see if I can get her to come on. So I'm waiting for her to come on. Oh, Jesus. Asta, pick up now. Okay. Network is not allowing us to be great. Wait. Asta, is it from you? Asta, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up. Hello, hi. Hi, Sammy Smalls. Hi, Kaka Puste. I'm sorry, I hope I got that right. Okay. Please tell me she's coming on like now. Oh, network will embarrass you.
Hi.
Hey, baby girl.
Hello. What's up?
What's good?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, what's happening?
Nothing. No. How are you
Guys,
doing?
meet the one and only Asta Pearce, my very own medical practitioner. She's going to be talking about mental health and its acceptance. So Asta, thank you so much for taking out the time to, be here,
Welcome. Thank
because
you
I know
for
you have
having me.
a very busy schedule, and it was very hard to, get you to come here, but I'm glad that you took out the time. So, let's dive right in so that we don't waste a lot of time because we're already late.
Okay.
So quick one. Let's start by asking, what exactly is mental health all about?
Okay. Basically, simply put, mental health is like the summation or like the totality of our social,
Mm-hmm.
emotional, and psychological well-being. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So basically, those aspects of our lives affect how we react to things, or
Yeah.
how we act, how we feel, and how we react. So
Mm-hmm.
mental health basically is just a summation of the balance between our emotions and psychology and how we react
Yeah.
generally. And in the course of our life, mental health starts building up from childhood. It's something that starts from when you're born, how you're
Mm-hmm.
brought up, through your
Yeah.
adolescence and your adulthood. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
basically that's just a summary of what mental health is all about.
Okay. So, thanks for that. Before we go into, like the very aspect of the topic and all that,
Yeah.
what kind of mental health disorders do we have? Because I know there's a lot. Some people
Yep.
call them phobias. Some people say it's bipolar. Some people say it's this, it's that. But can you give us like a few
Okay.
to let's get familiar with the ones that are that we can understand.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, basically mental health problems are plenty as you know.
Mm-hmm.
But they can be summarized, yeah,
Yeah.
based
Okay.
on based on okay, let's say based on this discussion now, there are some that are
Mm-hmm.
important. Yeah. So firstly, we could talk about the mood disorders.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about anxiety disorders,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk about the proper mental illness like the psychosis, schizophrenia. So it's actually a broad classification if we're going to classify it like that. So okay, start let me start this way. The brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the brain.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
brain is the part of the body that is um, responsible for most of the
Oh.
functions of the body,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
this brain, like your heart, your kidneys, or any part of your body, can get sick. So mental
True.
illness basically just comes from having a sickness in your brain. Let's put it that way. So it's not
Right.
something that is so off, if you
Mm-hmm.
get what I mean. It's something that could
Yeah.
actually happen to anybody. So I don't know if I should talk about it now, like these causes of mental illness or
Yeah, go ahead. It's fine. Yes,
okay,
please.
okay. So based on the classification now that I gave earlier, we have anxiety disorders like panic attacks, post traumatic stress disorders. All yeah.
That's
Then we have
the famous
mood
PTSD, right?
PT, yeah, PTSD, and OCD
Yeah.
too. OCD too is an anxiety disorder.
Oh, Jesus. My
Yes,
gosh.
Eve, I'm sorry to say, you're mentally ill. Okay, well, that was a joke. That was a joke. No, that was a joke. I think,
Oh my God.
honestly, I think we all
Ah,
have a degree. We all have a
yeah.
degree because
Yes.
sometime in your life you must have been broken by something. If it's not in your
Or
childhood,
many things.
exactly, many things. You go to work
Yeah.
sometimes and your boss will talk you down or your colleagues. You know, you go to school,
Like,
you are bullied. So we all have some sort of, oh, hi, I am Tracy. Sorry. Okay,
Tracy, you're not
so
normal. You don't have PTSD. You're just crazy. You're not normal. Tracy, come get the fuck.
If you
What are you
see,
saying?
you see,
James,
if this is the kind of
nonsense.
behavior we don't want, this is the kind of behavior we don't want, really, because you need to sympathize with her and really hear her out before you
Now
can
she knows I'm
tell.
messing with her. She's my blood now. She knows I'm messing with her, so she'll be alright.
Okay, okay,
All right, so go
okay.
ahead.
Okay. So basically, like I was saying, the brain, like any other part of the body, can be
Mm-hmm.
diseased or can have a problem, and that's when we
Yeah.
come down with these mental health disorders.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so yeah, I've talked about the anxiety disorders. Now, for mood
Mm-hmm.
disorders, we have things like depression, we have bipolar, we have mania, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I think in the world today, one of the Stefan, you're broken. Stefan, I know you. You're my best friend and you're broken.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so can we
He said
moving
you have not
forward?
broken.
He's broken. Don't worry, he's in pieces.
Oh my God. Go
Okay,
ahead, please.
so basically, okay, so that's for the mood disorders.
Yeah.
Then moving on to the more serious things like
No,
psychosis,
yeah.
schizophrenia, and all that's
Mm-hmm.
like the real madness, what we refer to as madness. And in those
Yeah.
cases, you find out that people are out of touch with reality. And those are the
True.
cases where you find hallucinations and basically. Okay, so there are different
Okay,
things
but
that
I
are
want I want to ask a few questions
okay.
because you said something about mood disorders, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
So let me use myself for an example, just small, just very small.
Okay,
So I can be
okay.
here with a few people and we'll talk, we'll laugh, we'll gist, and in a split second, like I can change
Yeah,
it for anybody that is sitting next to me. Like
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm the kind of person
Okay.
that I can be around people for a bit, then all of a sudden I can just wear headphones and just escape. I'll go and recharge and come back. So
Yeah.
what kind of disorder is that still a mood disorder or
No,
it's
I won't classify it as a disorder.
my
Now we all have
Jesus.
our personalities. We all have our
Mm,
personalities, right? And we all
yeah.
have the level of
Tracy, get out
our
of my
level
comments,
of
please.
yeah. So we are all different. For example, we have introverts, we have extroverts, we have
Yeah.
biverts. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
you will. I won't necessarily say that that is a mood disorder. I would just say
Okay.
maybe you like a little bit of this and a little bit of that,
Of
right?
that,
So
right.
yes, and there seems to be a balance.
Mm-hmm.
In obvious cases where you have anxiety disorders or mood disorders, like okay, for example, let me talk about
Sorry. Can you
okay,
talk to this your friend? He said might be a tad schizosha. If I catch you, whoever you are, it only takes one to know another person. So if I catch you,
so
ask her
mental.
about me. Ask her. If you
Stefan,
don't know,
go
ask
and
her.
answer your patients. Go and answer your patients. Go and answer your patients. They are calling you.
Oh,
Go
it's
and
a
test
doctor
that
too.
line. He
My
may
friend, will
not
you go
know.
and work? My friend, go and work, please. Bye bye.
All right.
Please go ahead, Jerry.
Okay. Okay. So basically, I will not classify yours as a mood disorder. Most of the mood
Yeah.
disorders are like depression, for example, where you see people
Hmm.
having extreme mood, extreme like
Yeah.
okay, let me talk about some of the symptoms of depression. They are
Hmm.
withdrawn, usually withdrawn. They have low
Yeah.
moods. Yeah, their eating habits change. And then usually the things that you find pleasurable no
Hmm.
more excite you. So you are beginning to lose essence. Like you just feel, oh, what's this life about? Like nothing excites you. And I don't think
Yeah.
you're there. You look like a happy, jolly child. So you're not there. And you're not on the maniac spectrum as well, where it is the
Don't
opposite.
say that yet.
No, don't worry. I've met you. You're not like that. No, I can tell. I can tell. Yeah. So basically, no. Okay. If it's about you, no, you don't have a mood
Mm.
disorder.
See,
Moving
I'm
on.
I'm 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 all right. More
You're
all
okay.
right. I'm,
Yes.
I'm I'm quite
Yes,
okay.
please.
See,
Yeah.
but okay, but now the thing is, the reason why I chose this topic is because um whether we like to admit it or not, people are beginning to understand health awareness, and
Yes.
people are beginning to understand that okay, oh, I truly have a problem. That's for the
Yeah.
ones that want to accept.
Accept it.
That's
Yeah.
why I put and it's acceptance, because
Yeah.
some people still deny that they don't have one or two of these things, because you see some people who are from childhood, they experience a lot of things, and when they grow up they feel like they've been through it, that they've passed it and they're fine. But when you have certain conversations with them, you're like, yeah, this person is still broken, this
Still
person is
good.
still toxic.
Sure.
So my next question is, in a country like ours, or in a continent, Africa, like ours, where, especially Nigeria, remember when you were growing up, you had mood swings, you were angry about something,
Mm-hmm.
and your parents would be like, why are you angry? Why you, my friend, keep quiet. I'm correcting
Yeah.
you. You don't want to take correction. But that was their own way of training us when we're going. But it affected a lot of us growing up,
True.
you know? So how would, children of this certain generation, or people who grew up in, like us growing up, and people are saying, they're telling us, oh, if your parents talk to you, you don't talk back. Even if they're wrong, you keep quiet. A lot of things were said to us growing up that affected our self-esteem.
Yeah.
So how would a child who, now social media is not helping, there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
cyberbullying. There's a lot of people are
Yeah.
looking down on people. Even among adults, one person is driving Range Rover, another person is driving Mercedes. You're using Legacy's Benz.
Yeah, Treg,
If you drive Uber,
exactly.
safe, you still have small class. Do you understand? Like,
Yes,
how
I
do
get.
people in this generation handle mental
Mental.
health issues? So, if you could give like a few basic steps on how they can go about it, please.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like you rightly pointed out, there are a lot of things that happen beyond our control.
Hmm.
So fixing it now, it's the problem. Okay, so now I think finding a balance between life. First of
Hmm.
all, self is accepting that there's a problem. Most times
Yeah.
we do not accept that we have problems, and that is
Hmm.
because we are not aware. Like in a country like Nigeria, where mental health issues are such a big deal,
Hmm.
like imagine I come up to you now as my friend or my mother or my auntie and say, "Oh, I'm going to see my psychologist or my psychiatrist," and they're like, do you
Yeah.
have a Chris or are
Are
you
you
mad?"
exactly? Yeah.
Exactly. So that's because we do not understand that the brain is an organ. Like
Yeah.
once you have a brain, you can have a mental illness.
It's true.
So
Yeah.
number one, having that awareness or consciousness that
Hmm.
everybody is a potential
Curious
patient.
person. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a step, right? So creating that
Yeah.
awareness, I think creating that
Hmm.
awareness will go a long way to know because okay, now for example, let me give an example. Boys, the male child.
Yeah.
There's so much expectation from the male child and little is given to them.
What?
Like everybody is talking
What?
about the girl child. In fact, when you talk about guys, the next thing is rape. And like nothing good seems to come. So I feel like even guys, I'm even planning to start up a foundation for guys because really I feel bad.
They need
Like
it. They really
they
need
really need
it.
it. So and
They
then
need it.
they are not allowed to show emotions. They're allowed
You're a
they're
man. You
supposed
cannot
to
cry. You're not
exactly. You're
supposed to
supposed to
cry.
behave a certain way.
Chest
You're
state.
supposed to exactly. Why are you crying? Yeah, man. Like be a man.
My
You
man.
know,
Men,
all those
big
things.
men don't cry. Big men, and I keep saying this thing.
Exactly.
I keep saying this thing, and I was telling a group of people, and I keep saying it
Yeah.
even sometimes on my story. I'm like, women. I think the reason why God gave us more emotions is because we can handle emotions.
Yeah.
Men
Yeah.
cannot.
They would just
And
break down. Like they
I was
would
like,
literally break down.
I was telling some people like, yeah, a man. If you cry, it doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't
Fine.
make you less
Yes.
of a strong human. If you cry and you feel your emotions, you're even the strongest person I know. I'm sorry. That's how I
Yeah.
see life.
Yeah.
Being vulnerable is not a bad idea. But in
True.
this
True.
part of the world, you're a man.
It's
You cannot cry. Your
break
family is
down.
going to depend on
Yeah.
you. Why?
Yeah. So those are the things that we really need to work on. We need to make it more acceptable. Like
Mm-hmm.
let it be. And yeah, I'm happy now because we have foundations that are coming up, more awareness concerning mental health, right?
Yeah.
So people are becoming more aware and people are accepting the challenges. But the first thing, if we really want to handle it, is
It's
accepting
accepting.
that there
Yeah.
is a problem. But before we
Yeah.
even accept that there's a problem, we have to work on the mindset of the individuals around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let it be normal for me to be able to walk to a hospital and say, oh, I want to see the psychiatrist, I want to see the social worker, I want to see this, I want to
I want
talk
to check
about
myself in.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah, I want to talk about these things. Like once
Mm-hmm.
we can make that normal without stigma. I think that works.
Yeah.
And what baffles me, I know that there are some cultures in Nigeria, I'm not going to mention names, that go as far as investigating if anybody in your family had had any mental illness before they allow you marry from that family. Yes. So
Mm.
they go, and then
Mm.
what beats me is that you still find people with sickle cell anemia, children. So you're not bothered about the serious things, but you're asking about. Yeah, I know that there's a hereditary component to
Yeah.
mental illness, but just like
Mm-hmm.
any other sickness, we have the hereditary component and the environmental factors.
Mental, yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Very
So
true. And then with all the negative news flying around.
exactly, and you know all the hate and all everything. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what you don't know what people are going through. You don't know
Do
what
you
is
know
going
that
on. You just
You were going to say Chadwick Boseman's death, as
exactly.
in that
I
that
was
man's
going to
death
talk.
was an
It
example
was
because
too painful.
I remember people were trolling him because they were like thinking he was doing drugs. And
Exactly. After they
I'm
saw the
like,
picture of his weight loss.
do you know? I'm like, guys,
Yeah.
so you know what's annoying? A lot of us look at these guys. See, let's not even go too far. Some of our celebrities that are here, we look at them like, oh, I wish I had their money and everything.
Exactly.
We don't
We
know
look
what they're
like they
using their
don't
money to
deserve
do with.
sympathy. True. True.
They don't know what they're using their
Yeah.
money to do with. Now, you mentioned something about accepting, and it's sad also that even before we even go to the men, even women, some women don't want to accept that, okay, I have a problem. Something
Yeah.
is wrong with me. Maybe they've
Yeah.
been out of one relationship to another and they've never had time to heal. Some people are scared of being by themselves,
Yeah.
you
True.
know?
True.
And
Mm.
how many people can come out and say, because in this place, if you come out and say, oh, I have a problem, oh, I've been raped, oh, I feel like I have AIDS, or I feel like I have even ordinary coronavirus, the way people stigmatize you here
Yeah.
is beyond, you know.
True.
So how best can a person come through and say, okay, um, I have a problem, and then
Yeah.
the people around them, because like you said, environment is another thing, and in this part of
Yep.
the country or this part of the world, we are very judgmental.
True.
So how can somebody come out boldly and say, okay, this I accept that I have a problem. Hi, my name is so 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 so, and I have this addiction, I have this problem, I have this, without being,
Stigma, right?
stigmatized by people around them.
Okay, firstly, yeah, I think I don't think people have to come out boldly,
Hmm.
right? When I say boldly,
Yeah.
have to announce to the whole world. I feel the first step to handling mental health issues is
Hmm.
accepting that you have it.
Yeah.
Now, but how do you get to accept or how do you get to come up or open up? I think the first thing is having a support system,
Hmm.
a a very strong support system. And that could be
Yeah.
your family, it could be your friends, people that you're
Hmm.
very comfortable with that you could
Yeah.
open up to, right?
Hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
if you do not have that sort of support, because
I'm
honestly,
done.
let me drag my mother. I cannot go and meet
Oh,
my mother and
Jesus.
say I have a
Oh,
heartbreak. My mom will say,
Asta.
no, wait. I cannot go to my mom because my mom is a hard guy. So I cannot
Ah.
tell her I have a heartbreak, right? But you see, this my big-headed friend here. This big-headed friend has been disturbing us. Safer, like I can't, like so you get. So I think you should
Yeah.
find somebody that you can talk to easily.
Hmm.
Now, even if you don't want the world to know,
Hmm.
there are secret therapists, your doctors. You have doctor-patient confidentiality. You can
Yeah.
reach out to. It's not as bad as it used to be.
Hmm.
Oh yes, Aisha. Jesus, my
They
older
say, but
sister
you
is
can
here.
tell me.
My older sister is here. Oh, sorry. I've not said anything. I've never had a heartbreak. Okay,
Wow.
so
Wow, wow,
I've never,
wow.
I don't follow boys. I don't follow boys. I take that
Oh
back.
my,
I take that
oh
back.
my God, I'm
Okay,
done.
so having a great support system is really important, and finding help from the appropriate bodies. You have the
Yeah.
psychiatrists, you have the
Oh wow.
psychologists, you have
Somebody
the
wrote,
social
sorry, somebody wrote, I
workers.
had a nicotine addiction when I was in boarding school.
Whoa. Wow. I'd really like to know how you handled it because these are the kind of things we're talking about. And then,
Yeah.
okay, imagine in secondary school, okay, broadcasting school.
Broadcasting, yeah.
Yeah, broadcasting school. So, who do you talk to in these kind of cases? Like when you're in school, I guess schools have like guardians and counselors where students can talk. I was going
Don't
to
even
mention.
don't even get
Oh
me
no,
started on that
yes.
one. Don't even try it. Your G's to enter staff room. What? What?
But ideally, that's not what it is meant to be. Ideally,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
where things actually work, that is really not how it's meant to be. But yeah,
Yeah.
those are some of the those are some of the um, measures put in place to
Mm-hmm.
help curb all those things. So okay, so back to your question. First of all, I think to find a good support system and you can have confidential sessions with psychiatrists.
Excuse me, ma. I was
Okay,
getting to that.
okay,
Confidential sessions. Now,
confidential, yes.
therapy in this country. Oh Lord. Don't even get me started. It is expensive.
Okay, yeah,
So
true,
yeah,
true, true.
don't ask me how I know people. I'm just saying. It is expensive
Yeah,
because
true. I agree with you.
first of all, therapy is like I know that in other countries outside Nigeria, like the abroad, they have places where they use for AA meetings.
Okay,
Where people
yeah.
come, especially people that cannot afford private therapists. They just come, get stuff off their chests, find somebody to talk to, and move on. Here, they will tell you to bring your head. So now, like I said earlier, we
Yeah,
live in a country where, to be honest, even your family judges you.
true. Like I said,
Even
I just
your
dragged
family.
my mother.
In this country, in this country, people tell you, oh, your family is supposed to be the closest person to you. Your family is somebody you're supposed to have confidence in, confide in them, and talk to them. Then you do one mistake and tell your mother this. You now see your auntie in the house the next day. Oh yeah, Ngbo. Sit down. What happened? I'm hearing
Yeah.
that you did this or you did not do this, you know?
No, but
And
Eve, we're
like,
getting better. We're
I
getting
know, but
better.
I think it's because we that went through this growing up, first of all, some of us have made up our mind that, see, like I made up my mind that the minute my child can say, Mommy, anything that they tell me, no matter how stupid it sounds, because let's not lie, most of us did not get to start talking to our parents till we entered university. We could not
True,
tell them
true.
certain things. And that was not good because it affected us growing up.
Yeah.
Some of the things that some of us know today, life taught us.
We
So,
learnt it on the street.
how would somebody who is going through stuff, who wants to see a therapist, but is okay, for somebody ranged from a poor man to the averagely um
Yeah.
earning person who maybe person bad as the bad, maybe somebody who's earning between 10K to 100K. And now don't forget we pay therapists in this country per hour.
Yep.
And per hour is like 15K or
Mhm.
something. You cannot exhaust your session in 1 hour because there's so many things you want to get off your chest.
Talk about, yeah.
How would somebody like that who is from zero to barely average afford that kind of session? So what do they do? You know,
Yeah.
who did they talk to? Who did they meet?
Okay. I know of a few foundations, right? Mental
Okay.
health foundations, yeah,
Mhm.
that um deal with this sort of issues, yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe at the end of this video we'll tag them, and then maybe
Okay.
people can join them. Yeah, I know about two or three, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that deal with this sort of things. But apart
Yeah.
from that, like the support system I mentioned, and then also you realize that we do it's psychiatrists also deal with these issues, and they are quite a
Yeah.
cheaper option. You could go
Okay.
to a yeah, you could go to a government hospital, for example, to see a psychiatrist. Why most people wouldn't do that? It's because of the stigma. Ah, I saw Eve seeing the psychiatrist. It be like say she done the colo. Yeah, oh yeah, exactly, exactly.
Are you sure
But
she's okay? Yeah.
do you understand? That takes me back to the awareness on what mental illness is. So far, you have a brain. The only time you are not prone to a mental illness is if you do not have a brain. Remove your brain and throw away. But
You move the brain.
once you
Person is
have a
dead now. I don't
brain,
understand.
exactly. So once you have a brain, you are prone to mental illness. So first of all,
Yeah.
and I think we're doing good in trying to eradicate the stigma. People are coming out to talk. People are sharing their stories. People are being
Yeah.
more open. I'll give you a scenario. There was once I was. People don't talk about rape, right? People don't talk
Yeah.
about yeah issues they've been through. But there was
Mhm.
once I was in a room with a lot of girls, and then first person just talked, like somebody just meant they just said something. Oh, this happened to me, and before you know it, everybody started coming out.
Everybody
It
starts.
was not just
Yeah,
it was not just
exactly.
rape. It was not just rape. People, everybody had different issues they were dealing with, and then we all
Oh
were
wow.
now sympathizing with each other, and then somehow we formed a bond, and then we started checking on people, and
Mhm.
also it was, and okay, honestly, I would confess that I was judging one of us at that point.
Hey,
Why does she behave
well.
like
Hey,
this?
well.
But when I heard her story, I'm like, okay.
Oh, now now you
So
understand
I
why.
think it even starts with us. I think we need to even develop the attitude of being kind to the people around us.
Very true.
Some
Very
of the
true.
people that are going through the worst seem like the happiest people.
Yeah.
But so you think, oh, this person has everything they want. They have, they don't have any problem. They're always happy. Just be nice and
Mhm.
be kind to people. The simple gesture you offer, kind gesture you offer to somebody, you don't know
Yeah.
what that would do to that
What it
person.
means to that person. Very true.
Exactly. So it starts with
Yeah.
us really and how we relate to one another, and please let's do away with our judgmental attitude. Let's do away
Hmm.
with our judgmental attitudes. It's
So
we are creating awareness. We'll keep creating awareness, and people
yeah.
are still doing it as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that can be done in one day. It's
True
not
that.
something that it's something that's
True
going to
that.
take a process. It's something that is going to take a while, but we are going. Wow, we are not
I
giving
know,
up. We
I
are
know, I
moving.
know we'll get there eventually, but
Yeah,
because this thing, um it's crazy, and like you said, it's a good thing that people are beginning to accept that now, especially in this country, that
yeah,
something like this actually exists. Because now
yeah.
you see how a few parents handle the training of some of their children. Remember then,
Exactly.
everything that they used to correct us was beating, to straighten our head, to give us sense.
Exactly.
It got to a
Yeah.
point that we're like, see, I will not lie, I was one of those children. It got to a point they'll be like, you did something, Shabis, they'll beat me, I'll go and sleep, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But that was not a good thing because
But in
it
their
kind of
defense,
affected me growing
they
up.
did what
Yeah,
they knew. They just did what they
that
knew.
that's
They
what
were
I'm
not
saying. So
trying. Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So
And it
the
sort of
thing is,
shaped us too. It just that it had its downsides.
no
Because when
lie,
you
no
look at
lie,
the
no lie,
yeah, when you
because
look
to
at
be honest,
the
some certain
other
some
side,
certain decisions would have made. That's
exactly.
not a lie.
Yeah,
That's not a
exactly. So
very
when you
big.
look at the
That's
flip
true.
side, it has its disadvantages as well.
And it's,
Of
yeah, but my
exactly.
question, because I'm trying to understand how, because me, I always say this thing: how you deal with something is different from how I deal with it. You
Exactly.
know.
True.
So
True.
now this is where understanding comes in. Now, how many people want to take out that time to um understand, because this thing affects relationships,
Yeah.
you
True.
know
True.
two different people coming from two different backgrounds. In your house you eat English breakfast, in my house I eat gari and beans.
Exactly.
Hey,
And we
so
eat rice on Sunday. We eat pounded yam on Sunday.
the day you eat suya, the day you drink gari, the day you eat beans,
Yeah.
the day you eat full English breakfast. But now the reason why I'm going into relationships, don't worry, we're almost done, we'll soon be done. The reason why I'm going into relationships is because a lot of people don't want to accept that um there's a certain level of expectation. That's where I was going to go. That okay, because I'm like this, there's certain things I cannot, you know, take. And the person is like, okay, I'm the guy, you're the girl, you're not supposed to do this. You're the girl, I'm a guy, I'm not supposed to do this. But when some things start going on, people don't take their time to sit down and say, okay, let me even understand where this thing's coming from. Now, this is where the whole what is your body count coming in question comes in.
Yeah.
This is where the whole how have you handled your relationship questions. A lot of people don't want to find out that thing because a lot of people are carrying baggage, a
Yeah.
lot of
I agree with you. Me
nonsense.
and you are carrying baggage. I think we are all
No,
carrying
no,
baggages,
no.
really.
Right now, I don't think I'm carrying any baggage because I learned to let a lot of things go. My
Okay.
G, I don't high blood pressure, heart attack is real. I don't want.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
but let me not lie to you, it was hard to let it go, especially when it comes to people that you've loved and loved really hard, and you guys shared like a lifetime
In
together.
life, yeah. No, you
Do
saw
you
yourself
understand?
as yeah.
So, how many, now that's the thing, how many people, nobody wants to sit down and say, let me understand where this person is coming from. Let me see if it's something I can deal with. Because, and now, this is where it leads to communication. So, I want you to explain how couples can handle talking, you know, straight from the heart without the fear of, oh, if I tell him this thing about me, he will leave
You
me, or he
judge
will
me.
start throwing it
Yeah.
back in my face. Because unknowingly, that is what some guys do, and some ladies too do it. Because you had a very random past, and this person decided to be honest with you.
Yeah.
One fight will happen in relationship. That's how this thing. That's when you did this one, this one. So how does it come,
Down.
back to this talk,
So okay.
having this used, so that two
Okay.
people don't go mad in one relationship?
Okay, first of all, I think let's start from the basics. You are entering. Let's start from the entry. you
Yeah.
want to enter into a relationship. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
before you get into any relationship, you drop whatever bag you had from the previous relationship.
Yep.
Drop it, keep it. Yeah. So
Gone
if
with
you
the
have
wind.
not gotten to that
Let it be.
point, exactly, if you have not gotten to that point
Yeah.
where you can be with this person and
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing an empty slate.
Yeah.
It's this is a new person, okay, no, this is a new person, and this is not the remnant or the
Yeah.
ghost of my
Mm-hmm.
ex's whatever. Exactly. So this is,
Yeah.
if you can see this person as this new person, then you're qualified to go
Mm-hmm.
into this relationship. Because I know why I'm saying this, because of some of our experiences from the past, you want to impose it on this next person coming. You
Yeah.
notice a flaw in somebody, and then
Mm-hmm.
you're very conscious of it, that once you're moving on to the next, that's the first thing you're looking out for, and you become
This
unnecessarily
person, quote and
difficult.
unquote.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
become
Yeah.
unnecessarily difficult on the next person. So I think you should
Mm-hmm.
let go whatever it is before it takes you 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, 50 years. Nobody is chasing you.
Yep.
Take your time.
True. Take your
Secondly, I
time.
think before you start opening up, you should know who you're opening up to. You
Yep.
should give yourself time in this new relationship. And this one, I'm talking to girls in particular. You start a relationship today, tomorrow you are seeing yourself as Mrs. A.
But the guy will now gonna look at it like, excuse
Exactly.
me, how many of my
You
friends have
know,
you been with?
and we attain emotional
Yeah.
connections differently.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to allow yourself time to attain that before you start opening up. I'm not saying you should hide things or keep things
Mm-hmm.
away, but I'm saying you have to get to that point where you know that, oh, this is the person that, because
If
okay,
I tell
imagine
him this or if I
you
tell her
just start a
this.
relationship with A, your secret, B, your secret, C, the whole world has your secret now. So you end up like, so I think you
Yo.
should you should get to the point where you are sure. It's very hard for us girls, so don't worry. We are all on that. We are all on that table
Right.
together, right?
Right.
But I guess, like, so by the time you have gotten to that point where you can talk to this person, you can really
Mm-hmm.
really talk to this person,
Yeah.
then you don't see the person, like the person, you're not in a competition. You're not trying to fix.
You're not trying
You're
to
not.
impress this person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody said that now where see finish enter na relationship they start.
My
That
G. No.
initial honeymoon
No.
phase is just,
Like,
we're just getting to drink ice cream and go to
um,
the beach and but Tefa, thank you. But really, I think letting go of the past and giving yourself
yeah.
time to grow, and do not ignore the signs. If you see something that you can really not live with, pack
Okay.
and go.
Pack your load and be going, please. Thank you.
Really.
So basically, before we go, we know we talked about acceptance, right? And now the first step, like you said, is accepting that there's a problem and you're ready to address it.
Yeah.
You're ready to say, okay, this is how I want to go about it. This is what I want to do. Now, what are the few steps? Maybe you can give like two or three few steps that a person can take after accepting that, okay, I have an issue, I want to work on it, and this is what I want to do. Then,
Okay.
after accepting and working on it, uh, what else can be done? Because you are. I know some people use workout as a therapeutic form to get out of whatever is going on in their
Yeah.
mind. But just give like two or three steps that a person can take immediately after
Accept.
accepting that, okay, I have a problem. This guy said delete. Oh my God, delete Twitter. I swear that
Please,
is.
I'm going
But
to
do
deal with
you
him
know
after this session.
that is
But it's
a
true.
fact? I
That's a
agree.
fact.
I totally
Twitter,
see Twitter. If you
Twitter
want
is
to
a
die, just enter
brutal.
Twitter. Like kill yourself there.
Let us start
Just
when they take all your matter on Twitter. Just delete Twitter.
you
Take
don't
them. This
understand.
is the
It isn't just
most
take on your
sensible
matter. When you
thing.
see how they take on other people's matter, you see the ones that are
Hmm.
supporting you. Then you see the ones that will finish your destiny. I'm like, what am I doing? So yeah,
Oh my
three
god.
basic steps after accepting that,
Accepting. Okay, I
yeah,
think the first thing is after accepting, it will depend on what the problem is, right?
yeah,
So,
mm-hmm,
first of all, okay, like earlier we talked about the different types of mental illness or mental
yeah,
disorders we have. So, for
mm-hmm,
example, you have an addiction that
yeah,
you want to break. The first
mm-hmm,
thing to do is to look for help,
yeah,
and it will take me back. Like, first of all, you have to even make that decision. This is
mm-hmm,
what I
yeah,
want to do. This is
yes,
what, like, it has to be something that you will do on your own. That's after you have accepted, okay, I have this problem.
yeah,
Now, do I want to help? Do I want to? Because knowing that you have a problem is one thing, and agreeing that you want a
to work
solution. So
on
you
it.
have to, exactly, you have to totally agree that you have you want to work on this problem.
Mm-hmm,
Now, after agreeing that you want to work on this problem, then you have to find the right channel to
yeah,
join in a support group, looking for the
mm-hmm,
appropriate persons or people or bodies to talk to
yeah,
about your problem,
mm-hmm,
visiting the hospital or whatever it is. Another thing you should do is to stay away from whatever triggers that
yeah,
experiencing a heartbreak is that I try to make money.
mm-hmm,
Like that's the time I am most passionate about work. I'm most passionate about I find myself basically. I come up with business ideas. Like my head will just start firing
excuse
ideas.
just say you just bury yourself in work. Don't worry, I know the feeling.
Exactly. And every
You just
time, I hear so
yeah,
you so you don't do things that take you back. For example, you're trying to deal with an addiction. You don't go back to the places you used to go. You don't hang out in those
yeah,
at those places you used to hang out. You don't hang out with the
mm-hmm,
people that you have to make conscious efforts. If you're dealing
to
with a mood
yeah,
disorder like depression, you don't stay
mm-hmm.
around people that bring you down. You look for
Give you
activities
the
that
people
lift.
that will give you people give you bad vibes and all that
Twitter,
kind of stuff.
delete your
Yeah.
Twitter, delete your Twitter, delete your Twitter.
Block yourself,
Like,
block yourself from internet. Block
yeah,
yourself.
exactly.
Literally.
So, yeah. So basically, um, once the change, like you have
Mm-hmm.
to want it, then you find the
Yeah.
appropriate help and do away with triggers that would expose you to go back. Because dealing with whatever
Yeah.
addiction or mental problem is actually not an easy thing as
Before
well.
before
Like,
we before we before we end this, quick question.
yeah,
For people who enjoy isolation, what do you call that?
isolation. People who enjoy
Okay, so
isolation.
being when you're by yourself, like okay, take for example, I mentioned that after relationships, maybe somebody breaks up in one relationship. Before you know it, the
Mm,
person's in another relationship.
yeah,
The person has not given themselves like time to
time
heal
to
and all that.
heal. Yeah.
Then you now find out that there are some people that once they break up, it will take like another 6 years before, bro.
Yes. Yes.
Like
Yes.
it will take like another like long period of time before they actually find somebody that and even if they find somebody that they really like, they'll still be like,
Do you know what? There's somebody
let's
I know
test,
here. There's somebody I know here that is on that table.
let's
I'm
test.
just going to
Yeah.
disgrace you.
See,
Let me
we're plenty.
disgrace
That's
you.
it. They'll be like, okay, so
Yes.
let's test the waters, and then it's not like they don't want to be with someone, but they're afraid of being rejected, or if I enter this relationship,
It go
I'm not
work,
sure
it
I
no
want.
go
And then
work.
because they're so used to being by themselves, they isolate. See, let's not lie. Isolation is a bad thing. It's
Yeah,
interesting
so
at first. No, it's hard at first, But when you now
But
get very used to
you
it,
become
you're just like,
you come to independent, and it's sweet.
oh
There's nothing
God.
that is sweet
You be like,
like
see,
independence.
is either you're here or you get out. I don't have time for this.
Yes,
So
true,
what will you
true.
call? What exactly will you call that?
Honestly, I think it's a coping mechanism. Yeah, people,
Yeah,
people try to cope with things the way they best know how to,
you can. Yeah,
and
very true.
sometimes it can be Jesus. He said we pray for these people. See,
See, I saw. Excuse me, sir. How are you a doctor again? I think you're in the wrong profession. I think
if you see this one, he had
but I feel
grades.
like
He's calling prayer.
I
He
feel
goes to
like
church. They will
I
chase
feel
him.
like he's one of them.
I did not say anything.
See, he
It's
should
not
come
me
and
that
meet
said
me.
it.
Sir, I said it. I said with my chest. I feel like you're one of them. If you want to come for me,
I
let's do
not
it.
say.
Instagram, I will cast you.
I
Let's
did
do
not say
this.
anything.
He
It's
said
not me
we
that
pray
said
for
it.
the we said we pray for you. We understand. It's okay. But
Okay, I
okay,
think it
so since you
started.
said it's not a disorder, then it's a coping
No, it
mechanism
could
where
be. It could be a
okay,
problem though. I think there's a thin line between when it becomes a problem and when it's just a coping mechanism. Because some
okay,
people take it
got
too
you.
far. Yeah, some people take
Yeah.
it too far. So what I would say
So wait,
is
excuse me,
like
sorry,
when you okay,
Kizuri,
okay.
she's not available. She's fine, thank you. He has been commenting on your lips and your fineness since morning. Me self, I'm tired. Okay, thank you. She's fine.
Hi, Kizuri.
She
Okay,
is not
so
available. You want to take my gist to Twitter? See, oh God, I will come for you.
don't mind him. He's such
I'm
a
not the one.
gentleman. He's such a
Maybe they are protecting
gentleman.
me in America. I'm not the one, boy. I ain't the one. Don't do it.
Alright, never have mercy.
But anyway, I think you're right though, because there's a thin line when some things are too good.
Yeah,
People don't know when to stop,
true,
and
true.
because you're enjoying it so much, you're like, ah, but this alone life will make sense. Oh. That's
Exactly.
why
You know,
some
you
people now
get
be like, oh,
to.
love yourself. Nobody can love you better than anybody. I'm like, yeah, you guys are the one that need somebody
Yeah.
to love you more. Stop lying. Stop lying.
True,
Stop
true,
it.
true, true,
So I
true.
mean, it's been wonderful. Thank you, Asta. I have
Thank
to
you.
run.
Yes.
Hunger is
Yeah,
real. I
yeah.
need to eat. Plus,
No,
my leg
no
is
problem.
paining me. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Somebody I don't know who sent me to go and do workout. I've worked out my ankle. I've feel
Uh,
like it.
summer Bobby coming.
No, it's a fast.
Baby girl. No,
Unless you want to
summer
say
2020. No,
Hamatan
there was
body
no
loading.
summer in 2020. There was no
That's
summer in
what I'm saying.
2020. 2020
Hamatan
has
body.
finished.
Hamatan body loading.
2020. Exactly.
Hamatan body. Hamatan.
Yeah.
But I mean, but I really appreciate. I know we can never ever exhaust this
Exhaust this.
topic
Yes, yes.
because it's been a lot, and to be honest, I enjoyed it because we're gonna have to do this again because mental
Yeah, I
health is
did too.
something. So we're gonna
We
talk
need.
on various topics,
Okay,
but they're
fine.
all going to be under mental health. So we're going to do
Okay.
something for the men, obviously, because men, see,
Man,
let's ladies,
I really sympathize with men.
I
I
am
am
an
starting a
see, let's start with that.
foundation.
You see all this
I am
feminist
starting.
nonsense that a lot of girls are doing up and down. Please shift to the
Yeah,
left.
exactly. Like
I'm an advocacy for men
advocate for
because
men. True,
I'm an
true. I
advocate for
totally
men because
agree.
the truth is men have feelings. If only we can just let them feel. They are
Yeah,
vulnerable people. Guys,
true.
men are more jealous than we women. We should stop this nonsense. Let's
Yeah,
finally tell
they're
ourselves
human
the truth.
beings.
They need they see the few things that I know that men need. You respect them. You're their
Hmm.
best friend. Like you have this friendship thing going on with them. Your communication is 100. Your understanding, and then the
Yeah.
best part, you do not nag. My G, you're good.
Yep.
Men like to be pampered. Ladies, you think we like to be pampered? Stay around a man one day and just ignore him for just one day. Just one. Just one.
It will be
So
trouble, right?
we're gonna have to do this a lot because
True. I'm
also even
available.
and yeah, and then the thing is I wish women could also be honest with themselves that say let's not lie, women we push it too far sometimes.
Yes,
We need to
true.
cut it sometimes. I'm not saying that the men are 100% um
Yeah, I
100%
think there should be a
innocent.
balance. there should be
There
a
should be,
balance.
thank you.
The
There should
world
be a
is
balance.
pushing too much to women.
And
I
then the thing that's
understand. I'm
annoying
a
me is
woman. I totally understand.
everybody is so woke. Nobody has respect for anybody anymore. The men
Yeah.
don't value the women. The women are like, nigga, if you ain't paying my bills, hey, move on.
Yeah, true.
So
True,
yeah.
true. But
Thank you, baby girl.
that's society. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sid, for
Thank
having
you
me.
so
Thank
much. And
you.
thank you to everybody who tuned in, the people that succeed me, the people that love me, the one that wants to take my matter to Twitter. If I catch you, it's all good. All right, Asta, we'll do this.
All right, bye,
We're definitely
guys.
going to have a talk and plan this. Oh, and
Okay, no
guys,
problem.
next week, Sunday, is the final and last episode for this season. This is my 13th and last episode for season 1. There is gonna be a little surprised. But you don't wanna
You
miss
don't
it.
wanna miss
The
this.
only
You
problem
don't wanna
is
miss this.
friends and family cannot participate in this one. Sorry. That's the that's the only problem.
So thank
So
God I don't know you.
unless
We're not friends,
somebody
so
that
I
I
don't know
don't
you.
know, Asta,
I
if I
don't know
catch you,
you. I don't know
if
you.
I catch
Me? That where do I know you from?
because of giveaway, Jesus. My God, I'm tired. I'm
I
done
don't
with
know
you.
you.
I'm done. See, Judas Iscariot has nothing on you. This denial that you just did.
No, but I'm still.
Ah,
So, how about, you guys should see my face now. Am I, no.
I know your handle. We are following each other. I know you in person. So if you do anyhow, I will show you what?
My
Anyhow.
friend needs an iPhone, no. So I hope you will
Eh?
give an iPhone that day. My friend needs an iPhone.
Excuse me. Quick question. The phone you are using, they can call you, you can say hello, right? You can take picture, right? If they send you email, you're gonna get it, right? You're sorted. You want iPhone. I'm not finished paying house rent. I don't used to do pass myself. iPhone is house rent. So
Don't worry. Safe, I'll buy you iPhone. Don't worry.
eh, eh, when you're big, you're big, you're big. When you're large, you're
Okay,
in
okay,
charge.
wait.
Give them.
Bye bye. Before they think that we have psychosis right now because I finished talking about mental health. But really, guys, it was
All right.
nice. It was really
Thank you
nice. I
so
really
much. Have a
enjoyed.
good
And this
night,
was
okay? I'll
refreshing
talk
for
to you
me.
later.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I had so much fun, and I hope you did too. Well, I gotta go. Gotta eat. Take a little bit of medicine, I think, and sleep. But thank you so much. Look out for the last episode, which is gonna be coming up next week, Sunday. You do not want to miss it. And thank you to everyone who joined in, both from Asta Pearce's side and my side. I appreciate it. We'll do this again, please. If you want to catch up, you can catch up on previous episodes. The link is in my bio, in my YouTube channel. Have fun. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Peace, guys.